Hi, I'm Susan Cotton. I'm the teacher author behind Miss Cotton's Corner. Thank you so much for joining me to talk about book chats today. Book chats is a really simple idea that I've used in my classroom, and it is really great at two things. Number one, book chats connects readers. This is a great thing to do the first week of school, and again, whenever you really want to build those conversations between readers. Lots of times, kids make new friends during the book chats. So it can be a really great way of connecting kids and helping them reconnect and make friends. Another thing it does is it sells books, because there is nothing like another fifth grader to sell a book to a fifth grader. I can say, you'll love this book until I'm blue in the face. But when a fifth grader says it, it has so much more power. To do this idea, it's very simple. One reader interviews the other reader, and then they go book shopping. They go to your classroom library and they find books that they think the person they interviewed will like, based on what they learned about that person in the interview. Earlier today, I interviewed my daughter. She's always so lovely and helpful and willing to be in my videos. I used this book chat interview form that you could grab on TPT, and then I went book shopping for her. So as I was asking her questions, I was learning about things like, does she like action or description? Does she like magic or mystery? So there's a series of choices that they have to make, and then a few questions to answer. The interview itself takes just 2 to 3 minutes per kid. It's a really quick idea. The book shopping can take longer, and then the presenting of the books is really the heart, because when one fifth grader comes to another fifth grader and says, I've got this stack of books and I think you might like one or more of them, that is a powerful moment. So the next thing you're going to see is me talking to Ellie about the 3 books that I chose for her. Interestingly enough, I know her as a reader really well, but I asked her some follow-up questions about why she said Anne of Avonlea was her favorite book right now. And she had a totally different reason for loving that book than I anticipated, which sent me off in a direction I would not have predicted as I chose books for her. So even somebody I know really well, I learned something about her as a reader. So watch the video. I promise she and I didn't rehearse. This is a one-take video. You're getting her honest reaction, and then we'll come back here and debrief a little bit. See you soon. Ellie, thank you for agreeing to sit and do this video with me. I appreciate you, kiddo.
Mm-hmm.
So when I interviewed you earlier today, you said that you really liked books with magic and adventure and imagination and faraway places. So I took a few minutes and I looked for some books that I think might be good fits for you. And I'm going to show you 3 books, and then you can tell me if any of them seem like good fit books for you. Okay. The first one is called Susanna's Midnight Ride. I've never read this book, but I wonder if it might be a good fit for you, and here's why. It's that you told me that you liked books about historical places, but not that's like a lot of history, just about that happened in the past. And that's one of the reasons you said you really liked Anne of Avonlea. Well, I have never read this book. I just picked it up the other day, and when I read the back, it made me wonder if you would like this book, because it's about a time in history. So this is what it says. As the former colonies struggle for freedom, the American Revolution is in the hands of a brave and resourceful teenage girl. Kind of sounded to me a little bit like Anne of Avonlea again, a brave and resourceful girl. So I wondered if that one might be a book that you would enjoy. And then I kept looking, and I went into the inside, and I saw some of these chapters that looked kind of exciting. Like chapter 23 is Lost, and chapter 24 is Stranded, and there's another one called A Perplexing Acquaintance. So I thought, maybe that would be interesting, because you also said you liked interesting characters. So Susanna's Midnight Ride is one book that I wondered if you would like. But I have 2 more. The second one I have also not read. I just picked it up. It's called So You Want to Be a Wizard. I chose this book for you because obviously right in the title is some magic. And also you said you liked books in a series. And this is a new series that I'm actually planning to begin as a reader. It is one of the kind of an older original fantasy series. And so this is what it's about. Also, it's about books, which I know you love. It said, something stopped Nita's hand as it ran along the bookshelf. She looked and found that one of the books had a loose thread at the top of its spine. It was one of those So You Want to Be a books, a series on careers. So you want to be a pilot and a scientist, a writer. But this one said, So You Want to Be a Wizard. And then when I looked at the chapters, Chapter 2, this one's called Preliminary Exercises, and this one's called Research and Development, and this is called Temporospatial Claudications. They look to me like she's learning spells, right? Here's one on contractual magic and major wizardries. And I know that right now you're reading Harry Potter Spellbook, and I thought, oh, this might be a book kind of like that. Mm-hmm. So I thought maybe that would be a good book for you. The last book that I chose for you is Midnight Magic by Avi. I love this book. Again, this is a story that takes place a long time ago. It's not about history. It just takes place a long time ago in like the 1400s. So this book is about a young servant named Fabrizio. And Fabrizio, one night it's rainy and dark and stormy and there's a knock at the door. And it's the king's servant come to take Fabrizio's master Mangus to the king. And the last time Mangus went to visit the king, he was put on trial for being a magician. So it's a very dangerous situation. In this case, however, the king needs Mangus to solve a mystery. Why is Princess Teresina being haunted by a ghost? The ghost of her brother. Ooh. Is he dead or not? We don't know. So, this book, I've read it, and I can promise you, it has lots of action, which you said you like, lots of imagination, and so many plot twists. You will not believe the ending. Tons of adventure, definitely faraway places, and maybe even a hint of magic. So I wondered if those 3 books, any of them, might be interesting to you. What do you think?
I like all 3 of them.
Oh, okay. Tell me why.
Well, with the Magic Midnight one, it seems really interesting because it has everything that I said I liked in it. And also, ghosts are really cool. And I want to know if the brother is dead or not.
Exactly. We all want to know that the whole time.
I want to know, is the brother dead?
Exactly. Okay. What about the next one?
I like the So You Want to Be a Wizard because it seems kind of like Harry Potter, except less Harry Potter-ish, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's like learning to be a wizard, and Harry learns to be a wizard.
Okay.
So that seems cool. And then the Susanna's Midnight Ride one seems cool too, because it takes place when we were fighting the war, the Revolutionary War. And it seems interesting because I'm interested in the Revolutionary War.
Okay.
Because it's how we got our country. And it's a story, so it's not just facts.
Right.
So it seems really interesting.
Great. Well, looks like I found 3 good books for you.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can take one if you want, or all 3.
Yay!
Thanks for helping me out today.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Ellie and I had a good time, and I hope that you did too. You might consider showing that video clip to your students because the presentation of the books is so key. If they just throw a book at a kid and say, well, I don't know, you're gonna like this, the reaction is gonna be, no, I'm not. So it's the thoughtfulness and bringing 1 or 2 books that you have thoughtfully chosen for your friend is better than bringing 3 or 4 or 5 books that are not thoughtfully chosen. When you try book chats in your classroom, you will find some kids who just say, well, I think I've got 5 or 6 books that my partner will like. They're probably not paying attention because to really choose 5 or 6 books that somebody will really enjoy, you need to look at the cover, you need to open it up and look at the table of contents, you need to read the blurb, you need to think about what you know about them. That takes time. So really, in 10 minutes, if one reader can choose 2 to 3 books for another, and then the next day, another reader, that reader can do the same for their partner, that can be pretty powerful. So you might even show that video to them so they get a sense of what it is that they're going to be doing. Book chats is a really powerful strategy for connecting readers, getting kids talking about books, and always selling them. We're hooking them on books. I hope that you try book chats in your classroom. Thank you so much for watching, and happy teaching.